Without you, you don't have a problem.
We were really at a crossroads at the point where we love this dog, we will do anything for this dog, but on the other hand too, we love our grandchildren, we love our family, what are we gonna do?
He's gonna take me down.
And he pulled and I lost him.
You should be double downing on, hey, pay attention to me, big guy. This is a perfect example of a dog loading. When he is sitting down, try not to give any, don't feed into him at all. Before was very rewarding the behavior, rewarding the nervousness, kind of like letting him know like, hey man, you're doing good, like keep this up. So you gotta be very careful how you do that, because as a human being, you want to help him become more comfortable, and you want him to calm down, and you want him to feel safe. And so naturally, like what humans do, especially for anybody that just has any type of love and compassion for animals, is they get nervous and we're like, it's okay, right? It's a very like nurturing thing. You're saying, hey, it's okay, but you gotta understand he doesn't understand English. Hey, it's okay. You know, that's 4 different cues: down, sit, place, heel, that he should be doing. And then he doesn't understand. So when he's kind of sitting there eyeballing me and we're petting his chest and petting his chin, it's like, yeah, man, let's just keep that going. So you got to be really careful about that.
Behavior said to me, if he was 20 pounds, you would not have an issue. He's 140, he weighs more than me. Did the behaviors thing, it's not working for me. I cannot get pulled down all the time. If I break a bone, it will affect him. There has to be an alternative. I can't continue to be pulled down with behaviors, you know, this and that. So that's when I found you. So another change is using this collar. I've never been able to walk him with a loose leash, ever. And that was the one big change that happened for me.
Even with a really friendly dog that big, it's really hard to control with anything other than the prong. Just because we could all talk about like, well, it doesn't matter, like once they get out to the real world and your training everyone's training is going to fail at some point, but it's a matter of what you have when it fails. Right. Because if you have a harness or a gentle leader with a dog like that, when they go, it's not gonna work. But you have a prong collar that actually holds the dog accountable and is able to say, whoa, 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 hold on there, big guy. That's the safest tool to use for him. That's why I'm surprised, well, I'm not surprised, but the behaviorist told you to do the gentle leader instead of the prong because of his size.
Yeah, no prongs. You know, the thing is that none of these people were on the other end of the leash.
Well, it's easy for them to say, isn't it?
Well, that's it.
So it's just interesting, the only collar that she's ever been able to use to control this huge dog is the prong collar. But every club and every behaviorist that she went to said never to use it. But it's the only thing that's helped her. So it just goes to show you guys, don't always believe what you see and what you hear and what you read. It's been life-changing for them, just right from that. Oh, hello. I didn't see you standing there. Did you guys know that we have brand new No Bad Dog professional tugs? Its durable canvas allows you to play with your dog for even the toughest players, yes. I also developed rubber inside the handle so your dog doesn't viciously rip your hand apart when you're playing tug. And the dogs love it and it's safe for them to play with. Click the link below to get yours today. Oftentimes what dog owners will do when they're handling is just like kind of like a lot of like pops and like tension on the leash, and you want to just be as relaxed as you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
And not so many words maybe either.
Yeah.
That's what, yeah.
Yeah, less is more, because he's trying to figure out what you're saying desperately.
Okay.
And obviously when you talk in sentences to him or whatever, it's hard.
Right.
So less is more. So why don't you heel forward?
Heel, Skylar.
Good, perfect. Much better, much better, much better. It's less work for you too.
Yeah.
And just remember, what I like to tell people when you're going through this process is just remember like to breathe, remember to focus on like what you're doing more than him, because we often like put all of our focus on what he's doing, we forget how to lead. That's perfect. And back this way. Good, and I would just slow down a little bit. Good, and just keep moving. Yep, perfect. That's beautiful. That's what I want to see. And then slow down and stop. You holding the leash and calm and being confident is actively helping him. Just because you're not moving or telling him to do something doesn't mean it's not training. So this is really beautiful for him to, because you want to be like right in charge, you're going to handle it, and that's what that looks like. So see his behavior change?
Yeah. This is what he's...
Tail up.
Yeah.
Perked up.
He's staring.
He's loading.
Yes,
this is a perfect example of a dog loading.
Okay.
So if you take his behavior before versus now, that's what it looks like.
Absolutely.
So sometimes what you can do is you can de-escalate the loading through basic handling. Turn inside and go towards the wall. Yeah, there you go. And keep walking. There you go. This is cool body language. So see, watch his ears.
Okay.
Okay. His ears specifically.
Yeah.
His mouth.
Nose.
Now watch when you turn and walk away with him what his body language will do. See how it drops?
Yeah. Is he loading?
Yeah. Well, he is, but it's
not as bad.
It's not an aggressive load, meaning not an aggressive behavior, but it's not fast. It's just staying there.
Okay.
He's like at a 3.
He's like, should I or shouldn't I?
Yeah, he's just suspicious of it.
Yeah.
Right? So I just wanted to show you like a basic dismantlement of just walking away will change a dog's behavior.
Okay.
If you guys are struggling with your dog, you're struggling with behavioral, you're struggling with your new puppy, or you just want a better relationship with your dog, I have archived years of uncut, unreleased footage that dog owners all over the world have spent thousands of dollars on just for you guys at the comfort of your own home. You guys are getting all of the uncut, unreleased footage that we don't post on YouTube. You're also going live with me once a week to answer your specific questions about your dog. You also get full access to my personal dog training staff here at the Upstate Canine Academy to help reinforce all of the information and all of the step-by-step protocols that we teach in our successful dog training programs. You'll learn from real people that have real problems with real results. So sign up today. What are you waiting for? I want you to have the dog of your dreams.
In a situation like this, you know, Abby's a distraction because she's behind him.
Yep. Yeah.
So in situations like this, what you can do is just use your leash pressure a little bit just to tap. Yeah, like that. So in conjunction with like your voice, I want you to also use the leash. You're not gonna hurt him and you're not correcting him. All you're doing is you're getting his attention physically.
Right.
Good.
Watch me.
There you go. Good. Perfect. That's what you should be double downing on. Hey, pay attention to me, big guy. Because he's looking at Abby, and what you're saying is you're like, hey, look at me. And that's just one piece. With a dog like this, you need to be like, hey, you need to really be paying attention to me, like, because he's got 1 foot in the water with you, 1 foot in the water with Abby.
Yep.
Abby, just move that way a little bit. Okay, boom. So now, so now put your back towards me. Walk towards, yes, like this. Now back up towards me. Stop, good. Now you have his attention in another direction. So say Abby.
Got you. And I was watching.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So anytime that, because you got to play the long game with him.
Good.
So if he is checking out another person or another dog in another direction, if you anchor in a completely other direction, north and south, look at his attention. It's really easy for him to look so go back to where you were. So from here, he can side-eye Abby really easily.
Yes.
Boom.
Yeah, and he just did. Yeah.
So now if you go ahead, and now you're here, he has to really go out of his way to look at that distraction. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this X pen and set it up with the fake dog, which he's been reactive to already. And then we're gonna work on, I'm really just auditing and figuring out how much control they have with a fake dog. So we're just gonna make it look real for him, and it's gonna gauge for me really where they're at. It's gonna go one or the other. He's either gonna be pushy and pulley, and it's gonna be really hard, or he's gonna do well. So we're gonna figure it out, test it out.
With me.
Hold on, stop for a second. Okay, so that's why I wanted to do this. So you see his reaction is almost to get a reaction out of you, okay?
Possibly.
So that reaction there, if we replay it, it's very like bouncy, but he already knows you're about to do something with him.
Yeah.
So he kind of just flexes, bounces a little bit, jumps up in the air, and then immediately turns around.
Yep.
If he wanted to go, he would have put more effort into it. I want to stop right here for a second. I want, when he looks like that, correct him.
Okay. Do a correction
Leave
like
it
this.
and then pop to the side.
Leave it.
There.
Better.
Now
Better.
get in front of him. Hang out right there. Now just watch.
Watch. Nice.
This is very important. This is very big for you guys. So what he just did there is every time he looked at this dog, you used avoidance and positive reinforcement to redirect him. And you talked about up front, your specific goal, because you've gone through all these different behaviors and training methods, is to actually help him overcome his fears and his reactivity. But what you did there is he looks at the dog and you go, hey, look over here. Looks at the dog, hey, look over here. Looks at the dog, hey, look over here. So his looking is malicious a bit. Like he was an intact male, fully sexually matured, big dude. He's confident. He's being what we call cheeky over in London, right? He's being sneaky. He's being pushy, right? So what he did is he looked, and you just kept saying, hey, how about over here? How about over here?
Yeah.
After I was like, you know what? Correct him for looking.
Yes.
The moment you corrected him, he didn't look. So he understood
No.
that the looking is then tied up with the reaction. That's the street. That's he looks, he reacts. He looks, he reacts.
Right.
So instead of hey, look over here, you corrected him and he stopped looking. So think about that and be able to like scale that.
Yes.
That was absolutely monumental.
Yes.
The correction that you applied with the prong collar sustainably over that 30 seconds of time allowed him to actually do the things that you wanted him to do. All right, I'm gonna move the fake dog around for a little distraction.
Okay.
So I want you to just continue to work on your healing. I want you to work on your, basically, I want him with you. And I'm just gonna lollygag around with the dog away from you, and you need to work on your healing and your control, because right now he's doing this with you. So you know what you need to do.
Yeah.
Keep him in a heel, keep him next to you. You're just gonna practice now. Slow down and stop. So see there, see how he's tight there?
Sit.
Did you see that?
When he was pulled.
Yeah. You wanna make sure that you correct him before he gets to that point. So that triangle gets tight, and then basically from there, you're kind of like pulling him back and forth. So he pulls, you pull back, pulls. What you need is this snap.
Is that?
So that's what's happening is right there, what he did is he kind of forged forward, he started to get tight, and then he was stuck here. And then you pulled him back. So the pulling repositions him, but it doesn't correct him from, it doesn't teach him anything.
Here. Leave it.
Walk towards the fake dog, just really slow for me so I can break it down for you. And then come out, put your hand towards me, and then like give yourself leverage so there's slack in the leash.
Okay.
There, pop, that's where you would pop. Back, now pop, there. That's it. Did you see that?
Good. Sit. Yes.
It's very hard for anybody to understand the mechanics of how that works. Like anything else, concrete pourers, horse trainers, dog trainers, you have to do it over and over again, but you also have to understand the fundamentals.
Like get the timing right.
It doesn't matter what you're using, prong collar, harness, flat collar, whatever. Once the dog fully extends after whatever equipment you're using, it disables, it doesn't work. So you have to come out, get leverage again, and then pop back. That's the only way it works. And that's what you just saw there. He's pulling, and then you came out, so you got some slack, you snapped, and he's like,
To like really get his attention.
exactly.
Okay.
Oh boy, what's this mean? What are you guys doing? This is weird. All at once. All right, we'll let them get their dogs and we'll use them as a distraction, so. Good. Heel forward, good.
Good.
Just
Nice
straighten yourself
job.
out. Yeah, there you go. Nice.
About. Good about, buddy.
That was good. Yes. That was good.
Nice.
We've been through so much and so much training and not seeing any real difference in Jackson. And I mean, the first day, I literally did. I got in the truck and I just started crying. You know, I said, I think we've got a shot here.
You're talking about animals get emotional, like it almost sort of makes us cry, like because it just feels so great. Yeah.
You can get a little bit closer.